Good morning, or whatever it is, wherever you are. All right. We should have actual data. I have to figure out where I want to put it. Okay, so yes, we've got this is our current. I can capture the final state of this one. Grab these to mess with here. So that's the archival. Yeah, I think I had that set up as my test. The prior year one is the test file. Yeah, so that'll work. Info server load test. Load test. And I don't think this triggers the push. Yeah. That has our final position there. Did we end up with all the names matching? Good. Ew. This one, actually. Kind of the... Oh, right. I don't even have a self-feed. We've got the raw Tiltify, which I haven't captured. I even had a no-op. So maybe I just have to have a straight-up dummy test feed. Which would probably actually look a lot like donation config in the other. Actually, donation data. Oh, you've got a potential update too. Uh, I can use that data for other things, but I do specifically want to. Actually, maybe this is a no-op feed with something like load test. Live local. Don't comment name image. This is pretty close to a no-op anyway. I could probably even simplify that further. So let's see, most of these have test feeds, so yeah, the donation config, which is pulling from that file. So yeah, this is just basically this. I eventually want to. Okay, so yes, there's that. And this doesn't even use WebSockets. Well, I guess it's going to be kind of the same code. A little bit of a self-reference bit. All right, so load test. No, donation data. No. Which only thing we have to do here could be to swap this out. We pulled in the parse file. And we have to update our env. Just in case. Yeah. We're local. You were Tiltify local. Now, a terminal. Performance start once. Win. Ooh. Oh, right. Because this was all jQuery stuff. So I do have to do a little bit of a conversion here. So go like Tiltify. Tiltify. v3 local. $.get. Versus fs.read file. Okay, so we've got fs, we've got test sequence. And did our pars... Oh, no. That was our problem. Okay. No such file or directory. Okay, so our... Right, it's not HTTP. So if you have it, it's just going to be... still donation data. $76 donations. Okay. Now, we had a little problem here where the filter doesn't work. Now there's obviously something happening here. So I think this might be the upsert operation is merging instead of replacing. Which is why I was doing out these messages. But that is itself a bit of work. I still have to do, let's see. Oh, that's the matching problem. Yeah, we sort of got that here. State sample data. So we want all the info server stuff, the notes. Because then we're going directly from the donation feed, we could just that sample data and it was about as good. Yeah, because this is going to have all the fix-ups done versus the raw data that wouldn't have fix-ups done. Okay. That gives us a bunch of matches we can filter against. So I think we are getting all of the data. But we also have to filter. We either have to reset when we switch to clear it out, or we have to just display filter it. Which is, I guess, more of a direct solution. I just didn't have quite enough time to do it beforehand. Okay, so the filtering section is all this. Filtering, highlighting. Donations list. List.map, display donation. So one way to do this is to filter the list. Other way to do this is to have each individual one say, am I filtered? Well, we still only have this as only getting the minimum necessary information. So one of these. Well, no, you're getting the model list. I could even split these. And this does have the model. And filtering section is filter message. Okay, so you're getting the string and producing this, which is probably what we have in the model. Well, I mean, that has to set a display. Model.rounds, model.round. Maybe I was originally going to do like tabs for this. Header. Tab header. Yeah, maybe. So we want to say what does our internal model look like for this? And did that compile? Okay, apparently it's not win, and it doesn't tell me that it's not a process. It is a list bool. But right, that's for this to work, it would have to be a map. All right, so when we display these, we do have, we have amount codes, matching matches. We want to filter. In match model.round. So we've got, I mean, these are just strings right now. And then we get this is actually going to be pretty simple. It is list.member. Round selection. Okay. Yes, because we have to handle all. Okay, you don't otherwise handle this. Oh, no, that's filter round. This is all rounds and wait, all rounds falls. Oh, is the current round? Yeah. Still, this is what we need. All right. So it's all rounds. It's true. Otherwise, we have this. And okay, we're seeing that. We're seeing a bunch of data come back. And then in our main application, add this. All right, that's what I was. Wait, yeah, UI. That still could use investigation. This could actually be the Heroku disk. H U. All right, so there's that. Is there anything else really egregious? I mean, that I fixed up with some edits. Actually, these are the same thing. Actually, I should probably not be as much of a substring match on these. Those should be uh very specific. Oh, and so things that might be useful. Well, it's not central server. Some kind of execution status. It'd be a little bit weird because oftentimes I'll clear things by the same mechanism, or sometimes I'll clear things by the same mechanisms that we execute them. Gotta be a little bit careful about that. I might have to go off actual pastes, but yeah, you just start getting a lot of synchronization problems. All right, so this is hand fixable. This might be the Heroku WebSocket thing. This is hard to catch and somewhat browser specific. That'll be enhancement. Um, yeah, other auth is a thing to do eventually. I want to get some stats. And I was doing that by just manually doing a CSV, which, is sort of a get down and do it things. I was thinking, well, I mean, I could just produce the CSV, and I'm like, well, now I should just do live stats. Now, since I've already got this broken up into application, it might be more akin to this in terms of it needs all the donations. Live updating is a little bit fancy, but we've already got the code. Going to be a stats.view. I define the round selection type there. Might want to do something with that. Oop. Oh, that's from your message type. Watch.view. All right, rounds, round. We don't have round colors. We don't have. You don't have a live connection at all, so hopefully that's not an issue. Round colors. Fetch game, fetch donations. You had a variable. That was an enumerated type. I got game info, socket event. That's view message. Ooh. Gosh, that was the last of that. Filter round. No. Highlight round. You will have other messages later. Watch view. I might need something like this to display the sub detail. In case the starting point. Actually, that's okay. Yeah. I might not technically need to, well, being able to say expose, blah, blah, blah. I'll probably rename while doing it. So we're not currently doing this. We do not have a filtering section or a highlighting section. I have to figure out what the heck happens here. Wait, how does... oh, okay, so this was misindented as we transformed it. In match. Well, that needs the filtering section itself. That's for that. That's a round selection. That's a highlighting section. Highlight box. Look up color. Color choice. Donations list display donation is probably going to use some of that. Yeah, so there's some color stuff. I can, yeah, you know what? I can get this back later, which actually means we have nothing here right now. Oh, and I undeleted this. But hey, we've got an empty view. So now main. Not that main. Well, main view. You need to have stuff in the main. Yeah. Okay, so we got stats and got main view. That technically means we have, if we're keeping these models around, they have 2 copies of donations. So this is where it might start to make sense to move back towards a singular model, which only has 1 copy of things. Also, this is a little... eh. Oh, did you not have init commands before? I think I might recall init when I actually switched to you. Did you have a like a main message? Nation config message. Where do I define this? Copying the view. Yeah, so it can be shared, which means you have to do all this stuff. Da, 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 da. Model.state, which determines which view we do. We were at update, and it was like, oh yeah, we need one of these. init command. Model.state. This is kind of why this isn't necessarily the recommended pattern, but it does mean we're subscribing to the right stuff at the right time. Expose. That means stats view had some leftover stuff. Stance main model. Fetch donations. We can update the signature. Not fetch donations. Right, returns. So we did that, but not that. This is stats, round selection. Connection.reconnect. This is, okay, stats. Model not round. Doesn't exist. Model not round. Fetch donations, missed one. Okay, so it's empty. Do I have some item-specific styles here? Oh, left. Wait, what? Oh. How did I do that? Maybe to keep them from getting too spread out. The default, well, donations is wider than that. What we really want, what's the source of... Okay, it's mostly margin. Dot call padding. Okay, so really these need to have maybe a little bit less padding. Right, so that was a... First of all, no. No, that's just an invalid rule. Wow. Okay, so those have to have a max width, or some kind of width. No, wait, but I unchecked that rule and it just changed the size, not totally broke the layout. Oh, because I did it for columns, not for this one element. That has no effect on this. Okay, so you're having an effect on that. Oh, no, max width. Oh, okay. Maybe I had both of these off? I guess you are defaulting to full width. So really, you need to be like display inline block. No, but you're still width. Okay, and then were you display inline block? Whatever you are, you're fine. And were you padding or margin? Margin. Yep, that's the padding. So it was 1.5. I guess because that's on both of them. Unlike margin, this doesn't compress. Okay, so there's some spacing around there, and then maybe there's still some margin in there. No margin in there. No margin in there. 8, 8. Hmm. Oh, maybe there's margin around the interior button. And then this page is blank. You haven't really defined a view yet. And this is going to be kind of, well, I could have the model pre-compute. Or I could just have the view do it every time it updates. Uh, Now, you have the means, actually. Matches, matching players, codes. I might need, yeah, the only thing here is I might need some of my expansion code. All right. To do it here. Because this doesn't actually currently like keep the build stuff. And that's unformatted. Okay, so that did expand some stuff. We'll just need the menu information. Which I think we don't have right now. So the first thing to do is to do we'll need the menu information to do an item per unit. So I think that main.elm in its init, you get args, which you get args, go to donation config. Donation config arguments. Raw. So the menu and the unit info. You know what? That's the names, which we could kind of want for display. So these happen to be the same. Let's see. Init arguments. I'll probably break this out. Program arguments. No. Oh, we do args dot, which that. Make model is very simple here. Oh, we had a pre-step. What is cook? I just searched engine node modules, didn't I? EXL, even if it didn't kill I need to kill the process, but I do need to search from someplace useful. Menu.elm, which we must have exposed. So raw menu, unit info. Menu.elm, order item, raw build item, menu item, build item, unit info. So there's actually some stuff I probably don't need there? Like order item. Well, maybe we turn this. This kind of have to like reuse order items. Now I'm curious. So we definitely use order item. Menu item is used a few places. Build item. Okay, so we need that. Menu item might actually get used in view as well. Build item I could see getting used in the view. Oh, but menu, it explicitly does it then. So that was a little bit lazy. So I think we saw order item. Raw menu item, not even sure we that much. Yeah, only to type this. Build item we don't touch. Menu item we just did. Build item we don't touch. Unit info. Yeah, only in our initial typings here. And okay, we use that twice. And that once. You can't have an empty exposing. Right. Hook. Right now only once, but that might be more later. And make order we probably don't have in here. Do we call this... No, stats.elm. Make model. Donations, donation config. Menu, raw menu, rounds. Unit info. Oh, we didn't actually add those fields. Argument to init. Now you can get this. Okay, we initialized it, so now we can do a per unit list. Which is going to be well, actually, donation config view kind of does this. Menu section. Display menu item. Model.menu. By putting U into a UL, which would probably make sense. This is not going to be menu. If it's anything, it's going to be that. We're going to have to map to something. And that's the filter we're not going to use. We'll probably need some elements of this. Build image would be nice. Yeah, so calling these menu items. Well, if I could do menu item if I needed to do. I don't think we need to hover. I'm not gonna have a. I might have something there later. Build image, I think we got text. This is something just to get stuff up. Okay, so we've got some quantity. Oh, do we have display build? No, that must be the text description. That's the LD alt and title. HTML message. So I guess you ended up with the plain old message type. Menu item. Not gonna get that much. Not gonna need menu though. That's a more specific import at least. Message. Nor do I know if we need these. Dollars. Okay, so we do in fact have build item. Okay, so that is completely unformatted. Huh. I probably do want to do either a list or a table. Tables will not expand well if we do any extra content. This, this is probably my styling constraining the size of the. Maybe I need to make these like stats items. So they're kind of part of the menu here. Oh. Menu text. Okay, so yes, it's technically a button because it's an interactable element. But these would probably want to be styled. Ooh, yeah, and priority is just all messed up. Uh, so put these into a button because the entire thing is clickable. And it's a button full of spans. So probably our default view of this. This is a button full of spans. We probably want to say that this is class row. These are class columns. No. No. Do you need to be column surrounding the row? And does your UL need to be a row? Well, that made it wider. I might need to do some specific rules for these. Okay, so the LI is all the way across. It's the button that's constrained. Is that a user agent style sheet thing? No, that's right. We probably have this open. It's that was random character. E. Well, actually, no, UL is technically a column too. It's just Because under normal circumstances, well, maybe at some width we do multiples of. So it's a column of all those. Yeah, I guess it is a bunch of rows. Then you're a row. You're not. And these are all things within that. That's not what we want. That's all the way across. UL is all the way across. LI is all the way across. Yeah, so the button is the constraint. Menu section. Menu LI. That was display inline block. Menu item button. Main it. Yeah, BU. Of course, it also does this. And this kind of afraid about doing a map on this. Button. Play block? No. I guess. That matter? Not immediately. I mean, better text is probably fine. So what's going on with boy? Okay, so our spans are full width because they're columns. Which probably have width 100 by default. Yeah, so that's where we have to most done by sections. New item button. That's menu item button. That's item. So now we've got I guess since I've already crossed the line into Flexbox layout, because really I just want this stuff. I'm still going to be setting widths, aren't I? I want to spread out too. We've got Maps graphic. I see. The other thing I want to be percent based, but you're kind of could be fixed. Where's what do we do for you? Height, width. So we've got. I kind of need some of all this stuff. It, you don't need to be fancy positioned. And this is probably a popover, actually. Didn't really do hover support. Okay, so that was the individual items, which 10% is a bit much for this. Okay, so that's actually, oh yeah, there's all the column padding going on. All right, so that's something, and this is presumably going to be clickable because, well, that was select. We'll have some way to look at it, assign donations. Spreadsheet's looking better all the time. All right, so menu item. This gets only a menu item. So either. I might have a little stats structure because this and it is list of assigned things. I think the only way to kind of assign them all at once be some sort of dict. I could do dict by code. Or I could just give you everything at work. Well, if I filter it here, I have to do a local variable. Or I could do something like almost wants to be function again. Then we have to repeat, right, menu item. This is where it gets hairy, because it's not just, I mean, we can start with just the ones that match. And then try to get down to the codes. Or just count the number of code. Yeah, actually, it looks like that had expanded instance. Always. We're gonna have to do some sanity checking on this. Actually, do we just go over all donations, pull out all codes? We want list of donations that include this code as well. So it's item not code. We have to go over it again to get the number of them. Or I guess if I transformed it into a list. Well, we want the list of, we want at least at some point anyway. That'll probably be like a separate display. So if we do a map of the count of code of menu item dot code, then we can say times is our donations is list.length, and total is, I think there's just like a sum. And all of that stuff was. I'm going to take a short break, though. I'll be back in a little bit. And more logic gates. Clay Entertainment. Hi! You know, I saw the art stream going on and not enough.
Okay.
Deploying health drone.
Charging shields. Come on, come on.
Ooh, no, no more food. No,
New kill leader.
thanks.
Show off. Don't pad out.
It's too much. What about the starving kids in Africa? Too much food. I don't think I've ever said that in my life. Too much food, but there's a first time for everything, I guess.
plants over to the left somewhere. Can't find them. Oh! What the hell? Who's hit me?
Hello there.
Oh.
Sniper detected.
Okay, not yet. So we don't need this option phase. Because the AI scripts themselves will handle all that. So we don't need any buttons. Or the mouse. Still need this.
And we're back. Select dollars. String from float. String dot from int times. And I'm going to need to get a column header for all this. Total and is going to be, this is a float. I might have to do a conversion here. Knows which way we want to go. Oh, and we're missing a function. So we get a string and a, oh, how about we list map something? A list of donations. I guess this is, yeah, because we're doing this on an individual basis for each donation, reading the count, and that's the list. List.map. And then I need to get another function. Because it's not list. You're the individual item. It's not a list. Donation.codes. This would be a list.filter. First we filter it, and then we list.length it. So really, I don't suppose there's a... I don't suppose there's a thing to like, it's like filter but account. Fold, essentially. So which one iterates list in order? Fold L. It'd be the normal destruction order. That needs an operator. So I want to count that. They're going to receive 2. An initial value. And I don't think we care which is which. Yeah, so this is like sort of a filter fold, but you could just do a length. We'll get in a string, and we'll either add 1 or not. But we care about the order of the, okay, so A, B, B. That will be code and accumulator. Filter length would have been clearer, I guess. That is technically a more efficient solution. Yep, it wants an explicit conversion. And all this needs formatting, which is unfortunate. Buffer style. Well, I guess if it's just a number. Well, that's numbers. So stats times. Stats total, stats raised. And can we do, well, for all of these, especially for these? If not, what do we have to do to make it work? Yep, you need to be in a block element, I think. Nope, you need to be in another element with a set width. And this will have to be handled specially. That's kind of leftover. We'll also want a sum total to I just think I want to swap some of these. Because this is that kind of donation tier of that code. Wait, 176. Something, that's the number of donations. We messed this up. Oh, and then I need to filter this for did the count for greater than 0 for that count to be useful. That's more like it. I wonder if these should be sorted by, well, you'd have to have the stats kind of in memory to sort by them. Which I guess I actually would have to kind of have a thing I'm always updating and producing. Oh, is text for like priority? Color, yeah. Okay, so this is yeah. That's right. I originally did the images with black color on them. Menu graphic. Like, I? Where did that come from? Oh, is that from the button? Yeah, I don't know if I went from the button. Yeah, I did it on the button. Which, I mean, for these slightly wider things, looks nice. But for this, not so. Oh, grab the wrong color. Menu, no, menu, item, button, no. Dark gray. Oh, did I just... Oh, is that donation item? Menu selection. Oh, that's button hover. Menu graphic. Menu item. Button. Oh, menu section button. Well, that's got a little bit mixed up. Possibly some development over time. And yeah, and it's maybe that's the image. That's the graphic, which is a column, so it's got a bunch of padding on it. About this. at right. So you need to be this. I guess these looked okay. The default thing. Actually, I was recoloring the button itself that happened to be there. I just have to do something with the text. Make it visible on that. I guess I could make these all like really just bigger things with stats beneath them and just kind of. Let's see. So how do we even recognize? Apparently priority is not. Yeah, priority is never recognized as a code. It only was recognized as overage. Also, we've kind of got a first draft. Was our only change main? No, we also changed args. Okay. We really need a, a header of some sort. Which means we have to take this. Can we do that? It's a sort of display stats item. This actually wouldn't be a bad place to have some grand totals. Make our stuff a little more complicated here. Okay. It's where we could maybe use a little bit more space. I kind of don't want. With that first bit. Yeah. Okay, so you're still wrapping. Width, so that should still be able to happen at the smaller end. And that's just silly, but. Oh, this doesn't need to be a button. And then this is, yeah. That's row item. But what's making you tall then? Because there's still a graphic there. We want it to take up width. Yep, yep, none doesn't work. Oh? Oh? Okay. Well, that's not total units. Total units on Boombots would be something a little bit different. And Boombots is one of the only places where that stat would be interesting. That's. We just call it total. which in this case matches up with that, so it's kind of obvious what it means. Oh, and something we did made our alignment work out. Alright, we've got a header. Got you. And public style. All right, so priority is effectively. No, this is more gonna be more. Hmm. I could also do it up here. If the code equals 1. Right, because every donation has this happen regardless of if that. So you are just going to be. Oh, minus minimum. Oh, and I don't have anything specific for just giving. I have to do this at the other level because I don't have the rest of my information here. And I guess I could pass the entire item down. But it was kind of doing that. Well, this is actually an item thing. This is all donations. Now you return. Here's the problem. You return a float. So round floor. So that's actually going to be a lot of just giving. We actually sort of need an extra item in this list for this purpose that is like just giving. Now, a match breakdown would also take care of it. We could also do that as... This is menu item. Where do we put in priority? Priority build is in menu. Priority item. Well, that's just a list append. After the cooking, so that's most... we sort of use that to put some text and stuff in there. We could probably get by without it. Oh, that does define the name, doesn't it? Hmm. Right. You're originally done in the menu context. Array from list. I guess I needed to do a direct pull on that. I was looking up discounts. Well, it's got code gift, so one. Now, these actually have to do mutually exclusive each other. You're not just overage, you are. So that is going to be dot amount if it's gift. And we are going to list dot filter for. Can't do that. I guess the equivalent of this would effectively be no codes. So yeah, this is just a filter. We could. It's like amount where. This is more like overage. Bar of a donation. If keep putting this into my integer thing. And overage is going to be the opposite. No, it's the opposite. Then you can be overage and you can be gift. Oh, because we got both places. I just kind of think there's a filter map if I returned nothing in just. But really, it's 0, so. And then the subtotals where we might want to move this back to some processing. That's going to be pretty close. And being able to, well, I did some filtering here. If I want to be able to show those, I'm going to have to do that again. Uh, so previous was the header. This is priority and gift. So we would want to have a selected item, selected code. In the model. Rounds, donations, unit info. I guess you kind of only need for the image. Oh yeah, unit info is really just there for. And I don't know if we've got the name anywhere. Because the hover was in a little extra little box above the menu. At most sizes, we so we usually do was the same as the other one. Selected item is a. We've had a mix of styles here. It could be the full menu item. Make sure we'd have everything. All right. Well, I don't need to type that. What the type for it? I might be doing more things with that though. Given that. Menu item. Okay. I have to be able to send a message from the view. That's where a button comes into play. And okay, no, right, because I probably didn't copy this from nation config, which had that button. The other one. And we have to handle it. Stats. Update. That's view message. The simple version of this is we don't have to do anything. We just say model item equals just item. Oh. We deselect. That is becomes quarantine in the Philippines. Uh-oh. Wow. I mean, that public transit is groups of people being in a tight space. I don't know. I've not been following it close enough to say if anything is good or not, and I'm definitely not a disease researcher. Oh, Oni. There's been 2 small updates. That's one I guess I'm a little bit reluctant to just go back to because it's such a huge playthrough usually. I guess now that I've kind of done both of the official endings, I don't have to play it all the way through, but there's definitely some bunch of content when you get to rockets and stuff. Maybe going all the way to the end and hydrogen fuel is a bit too much. So Saturday we ran a charity game tournament where people can pick some. They pick a champion and say, I want to give him a bunch of explodey bots and a nuclear missile, and that'll help him out. And we raised $6,000, I believe that's the final total. And I have traditionally done sort of post-mortem stats with just a spreadsheet, but I'm like, you know what? If this keeps up, I'm going to do this every year. I could have a computer do this to the CSV for me, or I could actually make it part of the website and just make it easier for everybody to get to. And this will even work live during the event for commentary purposes or whatever. If that was it, yeah. So the version without this is a web application. Is there. I also fixed a bug with the match filtering on the donations list today, so I gotta get that up. Oh, we didn't handle nothing. I could probably do something with If it was nothing, we want to select that item. If it was, we still have to do stuff. Okay. That will do stuff internally. It doesn't visible effect yet. So here's the good thing about passing all the donations down. We have our donations. Oh, yes, this actually has to be a little bit different. Yeah, if we want to filter the things and include that, it's actually kind of a different step. We could potentially use these functions to do that, but our donations, something. I turned to single list item. Single list item, sort of. Except we made that the row with the columns. Each one of these is potentially multiple items. Well, you're still going to be your own row. You might kind of be a row call, actually. Okay. Did edit recompiled. We did lose some indent over here. But this is a stats item. You have your thing, and then if we can actually get our list down. Uh, yeah, tracking down where the actual error is sometimes challenging. Elm's usually pretty good. Sometimes you have trouble tracking down where like a type mismatch occurs, or if there's like a mismatched bracket that it's kind of blaming the wrong spot. So we have our donations. We have. Give me a second thing. That's what this is actually. This is going to be a sort of. Like we can use these functions in a selection for a donation where this function returns greater than 0. Our donations end up with two things, one form or another. Gonna be a filter where Well, I mean, SQL is a class of databases. This particular application is using Redis because originally all I was doing was capturing this round information from the actual matches, which now that I've got interactive editing on this, we don't really need to do as much. And it's still a 1-day event, so if something happens, not that big a deal. This is a donation, and this is where overage donation is greater than 0. Where gift donation is greater than 0. Where count of code item.code donation is greater than 0. And then we can take our donations to counts. Simplify this to our donations. We shouldn't have to filter anymore. And this is going to be over counts. Of an unused variable. Then if, oh, you might need information. Yep, you need that information. Wait, are you? Not just. We had our button, and then we have. Don't have any way to display donation. So if item equals if just item current, then going to be text stuff. Else text nothing. Well, that should probably be a div or something. Yes, you have to call it that way. Model.donations, model.selected item. Okay, it's not displaying well, but it's there. Our donations. That's another do stuff. Our donations. And we might have some stuff in watch. Play donation doesn't need the colors. So we're not going to use colors. It's just that. Enter name, amount minimum. Text, donation matching matches. Nope, we're missing something here. WV message. It becomes a stats view. Class list. Oh, right. We list append, but there is no extra stuff here. HTML message, and then we have to take this. Are you a list? Or a list? We wanted to be fancy. We could maybe do something with wide format that would actually like turn it into a table of some sort. That was another really popular one. Yeah, something a little odd with the spacing there. Oh, right, because I didn't. Well, it's a UL in a UL, so maybe that's just goes with it. Yeah, it's not easy to scan for anything in particular, but that accomplishes its basic purpose. And maybe that could be something to work on. Finish config UI. Somewhere down here. All right. Do we have anything more that I really want to do? Not getting timeout errors. Nice. Run that. That could be the connections dropping. This is like, it's like every 55 seconds we have to send some. No. The initial response resets a rolling 55-second window. Hmm. So currently, I don't even think the server's listening, so in a sense, it would be easier to send from the client, and that would also guarantee the client's still there. Unfortunately, the way I've got this set up, that's going to be several. Port socket does have a send, right? Yes. And since I don't think I'm listening, on connection, we just print that we received something. Look, right now I've got the connections in all of my little apps. You have an options connection. I'm going to need a subscriptions to a. They're all going to need subscriptions to timers. Okay, so you've got time. Actually, connection.reconnect. Connect and connecting. So if we did some, so I think connected is what we want. Yeah, connected. But I gave you a single tagger here. I guess we're gonna have to do like a keep alive. Time dot every timeout tag. Yeah, having that be a separate feature. Well, this is all of the connections in this application. So they're always going to have keep alive. So it's not just reconnect. Hmm. I don't know. I guess I just like that it's a. We explicitly say which features we want to use. I guess keep alive is kind of a reconnect, but I had a thing called. Oh, those had a thing called timeout. Which actually gets specified through those. Oh. So by that account, you could have. Specify it in your connected message or connected type. But those have to be rolling timeouts that change. So those are, what are those? Floats. Timeout tagger. I have to have a connection ID. Oh no, because it's gonna come on. I have to have a connection ID to know how does my reconnect now? Oh, because the reconnect that I passed to it has that information built in. I mean, I guess I could have had that be parameterized, but maybe the app only has one connection to worry about. And it's what's calling this. Oh, actually, this is a send, so it's just a command. So actually, I don't need a message. All right, so 55 seconds is that many milliseconds. We're gonna go a little bit less than that. And actually, we're gonna want to even go less than that for testing purposes. I don't have to do. Shit, we do. Because we can't. Can we? It's going to send me a message. When we get back from this as a command. Or, yeah. Shoot. We can, this sets up a sub. Oh, maybe this isn't a sub. Yes, it is a sub. So, do I really need a helper method here for this? I mean, I guess I'm going to be repeating this every time. Oh, reconnect to, this needs a model dot. This will get reevaluated every time that changes, so we shouldn't have to worry about the value getting locked in. Oh, you had a separate message, that's right. And because you're a timer, you're going to come back with a time. Oh, so, you gotta go to update connection. Need to update anything. It just needs to model port socket dot send on ID. They're a string, right? Okay, so we messed up our model.options connection status. Connection status, okay. That status. Argument to keep alive. Float. There's your status, there's your connection, case of. Oh, options connection. I guess if it changes every time the status changes, that'd be kind of okay, but keep alive, it should be up. But then I have to do the expansion here to get the ID. Unless I actually make keep alive an ID message. Or required to be an ID message. Then I can do it in here. Do we have status? It is a port socket ID. Need to pull this out. Oh, and we can pull back our main Elm. Our standard default page. All right, so I don't have any messages for when I'm doing this. One, two, three, 4, 5. Oh no, received 1. Client's length, and then the message was blank. Oops. Okay, so connection. Received with 1 client blank. Okay. Which, I mean, it counts as a message, so hopefully there's some like WebSocket framing or something that's causing that to be traffic. And then that is a little bit more than I wanted to have to do to everyone, but mission config. Watch. You have donation. You only watched that one? Yeah. Single match fetch is probably okay for you. And does stats even need? I was thinking about possibly having filters, but actually it would have copied this would be the same. I need to add a, right, because you had a separate message type. Reconnect, donate. Oh, and really, well, I'm going to want to test these real quick. And stats. Yeah, so as this gets bigger, there's gets to be more of an argument for maybe just having one copy of everything going on. You seem to have missed. Oh, no, this is the one we're updating. And that's the main thing you're watching. Okay. And then normally, I don't know if I have a good place to put this. This would be every 50 seconds. I guess for this app, I could have built it into Keep Alive. So this is, in theory, implemented. I can see if the errors go, well, mostly go away, because you could still have WebSocket time. The only other thing I could do is try to make sure we're doing graceful closes. Like, come to think of it, I've got tab switching going on. We're doing init commands. But we're not doing really anything to shut down the old one. So it might be that every... Matt, you said you were 3 clients connected. Well, that didn't raise our number by itself. But these do all keep their models, so they keep their connections. They're just not running their subscriptions right now. But only the active subscription will get maintained. Ah. Yeah, so this is where some combining some of the state could start to be useful. Got a pretty nice structure where each one just does its own thing. It's just the WebSockets got kind of hairy because you might want to be managing those at the application level because you really only need one of each. Uh, Other things to look at would be trying to do more graceful shutdowns. So WebSockets for inactive tabs, application tabs, will not get little pings, nor will they get a explicit disconnect message. Oh, admin would want that. No, that was around. I want that. I've still got you, admin. Yep. For donation config, let's get a single file one for. All right, messages, reconnect. Now you actually have two sockets, I think. Yeah. Not your connection. I think donations connection matches. Yeah. So that does mean that you got both things open. So to really test that we're receiving something, close, close, close. And did I reload? No, because I haven't set your key. This is the full 50 seconds now. 2 connections, they both pinged. There'll only be one of these pages ever running. Multiplexing the connection would require some sort of tagging. I guess if it was an object that contained certain fields, you could probably make it work. Oops, didn't commit here. So what did we do here? Oh, donation display, okay. I mean, we probably just, Heroku would just give us a close and a reopen. It's causing a lot of errors. All right, so doing this gave us our stats. I still need to update sample data for the other mods. That might not be worth streaming. It's just insert data, update link, GitHub. Probably go through and tag a few things as 2020 event. Oh. Still do be Viking weather. So we can probably do some Stepmania. Programming is over. Thanks to everybody who hosted me. The next time I'll be back at something Friday. Probably I need to be updating all the Twitch apps, but I probably just need to kind of reevaluate if there's anything else dealt with. This is about when I'm usually on. Actually, yeah. We've had the time change. But if anything, I was kind of going late before. So we will be going on to Stepmania, and then we'll see how, I mean, at some point it's going to get warm enough for biking. But I will actually be back in a little bit if anybody just wants to hang out. And bye-bye.